You know, some people out there, when they talk, they fake the funk. You want brutally honest? Well, if you want brutally honest, look no further than CG Ruthless Sports.
CG Ruthless.
CG Ruthless Sports.
CG Ruthless.
If you want your sports talk to be brutally honest, come check out CG.
CG Ruthless.
If you're not watching CG Ruthless, I don't know what to tell you. Representing the Niner Empire.
CG Ruthless.
Yo, this is CG Ruthless Sports. I will be brutally honest. Ain't nothing but being brutally honest coming at you with a live stream. So the recap. I know I did a post game like last night, but I'm going to review the game and tell you what I think of it. Okay, since I woke up in the morning, watched the entire game, overall, where was this offense at? Where was this offense the whole entire time? I feel like we just didn't even do those jet sweeps. If we would have did the jet sweeps with Debo on different occasions and used them a lot, maybe this offense would have been a lot better than before, but it took us so long to find that identity. I mean, we're going to have to play like this if we're going to have a chance to even make the 7th seed, but I don't know. You know, it's kind of making me shake my head a little bit because if this is what it took so long for this offense to do what they did against the Rams, then it needs to start showing out going forward. Because if this offense can play just like that, I feel like this is a tough team to beat down the stretch because usually a team that gets hot late in the season is a team you don't want to play. But the question is, can we continue on to that? Can we continue on to that momentum? Because all it takes is if you peak at the right time, that's a scary team to play for. But I want to see that against Jacksonville. I want to see that against Minnesota. And I sure as hell want to see it against Seattle. Because if we got to show that. We got to show out. Just the fact that it took them so long to get back to that old formula. When you've been able to run the ball 44 freaking times, it means you're likely running the clock good. It just means your offense is on the field, running the clock, and you're able to capitalize. And the more you do that, the more you're going to get the opposing defense tired, and the more opportunities you get to score on the board. I feel like that's the missing formula that we haven't been able to do all season until we played Monday night. Monday Night Football, we were able to capitalize. We were able to run the clock. We were able to get the turnovers. And we were able to do whatever it takes to win. So we got Jacksonville. That's going to be I wouldn't say it's a walk in the park type game because I feel like Jacksonville beat the Bills, and I didn't expect them to beat the Bills, but like they say, it's any given Sunday. So you never know what to expect, especially with Jacksonville. They've only won 2 games, but I guess they're starting to find their rhythm a little bit, and we shouldn't be sleeping on teams like that. Just because we have a good history against Jacksonville doesn't mean it's going to repeat itself, but who am I to judge? If we play like we just did against the Rams, I feel like there's no way the Jacksonville Jaguars can beat us. But I'm not going to overlook them. I'm not going to say that, hey, it's an easy. No. Nothing's easy in the NFL. It's got to be hard-earned, and you got to play it at a consistent level. And if you don't do it that way, it's never going to work. So we play Jacksonville, and that's going to be the next task. We're on to Jacksonville, and the Jaguars, what do they bring to the table that's unique for us to face? Well, their running back's good. James Robinson's is a beast. So if we can't stop the running game, that dude's going to be an X factor. The receivers, I think they got somebody like a Debo, but he's still got a long ways to go. Like I think what's his name, Laviska Shenault. I think he's exactly the same way as what Debo is, but a little slower and just a different skill set. But I heard this guy's pretty good. And then I guess they lost their key receiver, DJ Chark, for the year, but they got another guy. They got Marvin Jones, who's a big play guy. So that's going to be one guy to focus on. I don't know much about their defense, but they got a guy named Josh freaking Allen. Not the one from the Bills, just Josh Allen. They got Josh Allen. And then on the other side of the ball, I mean, what do you expect from their quarterback? Trevor Lawrence is going through the growing pains. He's a rookie quarterback. He's going to have his moments, and he's going to play his best, and then that's what you expect from rookie quarterbacks mostly. So, and then a guy like Urban Meyer, you would expect a guy with college successful would actually succeed at the next level. It's not the case. He's going through struggles. He's going through growing pains, and that's how most NFL coaches are. But the question is, can Urban Meyer handle this? Because if he can't handle this job after next season, dude, it just shows you that he's not man enough to coach at the pro levels. The pros and college level are a lot different, way different level. Because the level of competition where he was coaching, he was able to win a couple national championships because of the fact he was able to coach well at the college level. But you're coaching at the NFL level, and the NFL level is a lot tougher than what you get from Ohio State and Florida. Ohio State and Florida, you had your chances to win championships, and you were able to win at that next level. But now that you're making a big step to the big boys and the Sharks of this league, it's going to be a lot harder. So it's not like you're gonna it's not like you're gonna capitalize and win all these games, but it's a big lead for you. Yeah. What's up, Chardall? This was a great win for the Niners faithful. It was a great long overdue win. I like your shades. I like your bandana. Oh, thanks. You like my goatee, man. What is it with the goatee? Hey, what's up, JR Middles? Can our offense actually show up? I mean, we didn't play good against the Arizona Cardinals when they had their backup quarterback. So what makes you think we're going to play better against the Jags? I don't know. Something about the Jags kind of seemed tricky. Just because they beat the Bills, it's kind of a tricky game. But can we actually play good? Probably. I don't know. The Jaguars haven't really played well at home. I wouldn't say they're an easy win. What's up, Soldier? What's up with it, JR Middles? What's good, dude? Yeah, it's Victory Tuesday. What an amazing win. And the NFC West Roundtable, man. The NFC West Roundtable, we're going to be at Ram Showcase, so it's going to be a great week. And then on Wednesday, I'm going to have some guests coming in. So Wednesday and Thursday will be my guests, and I'll look into it. But, man, we got to get some more people on them hangouts sometimes, man. But nobody comes around as much. So, yeah, thoughts on Trevor Lawrence. He's a rookie. He's the number 1 draft pick. It's pressure, expectation. I think you're going to see him go through the growing pains. I think as soon as he gets better with the experience and plays more, it's not going to be too big for him. But he's going through mental error mistakes like most rookie quarterbacks go through. I mean, the comparisons of him being in that same conversation as Blake Bortles or freaking Blaine Gabbert, that's kind of a little bit out of the question. I think he could be good. 5-0 against the Lambs. Thoughts on Travis? He's not playing this year. He's not playing this year, but he definitely has a great skill set that Jacksonville really liked about him to complement James Robinson, but you don't have it with him because he's out for the year. He would give you a skill set like a receiving back or a good physical runner, but you get a lot with James Robinson doing everything. So that's the thoughts of it, man. So it's Victory Tuesday. What an amazing win. And then you got the 5-0 versus the Lambs. You got everybody in the building. Thoughts on Bortles? He's not even playing for no other team. I don't even know if he's even signed to another football team. So I don't know. I didn't think he was that bad of a quarterback. I think he's a lot better than what freaking Blaine Gabbert is. Blaine Gabbert shouldn't even have a job, period. But Bortles is more better than him. Just people keep criticizing his decision making, but I think he's a far better talent player than Gabbert would ever be. Then you look at all the talent players. The Jaguars' best receiver, their best receiver is out for the season. GJ Chark, whatever his name, he's been out for at least months ago. And he would be the one guy we would have to focus on. But now it's mostly going to have to go to Laviska Shenault and I believe Marvin Jones. Those are like their other go-to receivers, yeah. Yeah, Blake Bortles is a free agent, I believe. He hasn't even been signed. I don't know if he's been signed, but he was signed with Green Bay. He was signed with Green Bay Packers, but he was let go. So I don't know what to say. No team really wants Bortles at this point, no. I think it's kind of sad that his value fell off as soon as he signed with the Rams, and then the Rams didn't even pay him like a really reasonable contract. They just paid him a bargain, which was a good move, but in his offense, his value just went down. He would have got a top contract, but nope. The Rams fans were sad last night. They were pretty much sad. I didn't hear a squeak. I didn't hear this all day. All I heard was quiet, like a chirp sound, like crickets. That's all I heard. I looked through social media. Not a single Rams fan on site. It's like it's like a funeral out there, man. It's like their team just got killed out there. I don't know. And then I go on Twitter, nobody on sites. It's kind of been like this. Thoughts on Jacksonville? A team that has 2 wins, a team that can be a spoiler or a sleeper. I mean, I don't know. Their record is not that great, but they're starting to show out a little bit. So I wouldn't underestimate the Jaguars. What's the score going to be between the Jags and the 49ers? Yeah, he was. It seems like it, but I was just at the stream like earlier with him before the game, and I don't know. What's the score going to be between the Jags and the 49ers? The score between them? I wouldn't know the difference. I mean, I don't want to predict and then jinx it, so I don't know. Well, if Seattle Seahawks were able to score that amount of points, I don't want to sound too ahead of myself, so I might go on a limb and say this, 38-20, I guess. I expect Jacksonville to at least play a decent game, but we should be able to score 38 points at least over them. So I would say 38-20 or something like that. I think we'll be able to dominate Jacksonville. But then the next game will be a lot tougher. I wouldn't sleep on Minnesota also, but who knows? And then we got Seattle coming up soon. So that's going to – I mean, the schedule kind of seems favorable when you look at it. Like, you got Jacksonville, but they're kind of peaking. They're kind of coming with wins, so you might not want to sleep on them. And then you got the Minnesota Vikings. You don't know what to expect from the Vikings. And then you get the Seattle Seahawks. Which one's going to show up? But in my opinion, those are winnable. Those are very winnable for us. Like those next games, they seem winnable for us for down the stretch. So let's say, for example, okay, we do play Jacksonville. We can mark that as a win, but I'm not getting too ahead of myself. So that would make us 5-5. Minnesota's kind of tricky. If we stop their offense and we're able to move the ball more, that's a 6th win of the season for us. Seattle Seahawks, I don't know what to expect from Seattle, but if we play better, 7-5? Well, then we're not far off fetch. But I'm not getting too ahead of myself. I'm just saying it could be winnable if we play like the way we're playing. If we play exactly the same way we're playing, it's very winnable. But I'm not going to underestimate the Jags because I think the Jags, for the last few weeks, they've been playing solid football, except against the Seattle Seahawks. Yeah, one game at a time. That's what I'm saying. You got to take that approach because Jacksonville, they are kind of showing poise. They're showing like little poise of winning games. They're coming to play hard out there. So Jacksonville can be a team you don't want to underestimate. Minnesota, it's a 50-50 because we don't know which Vikings we're going to get. The Seattle Seahawks, which Seahawks are we going to get? So we got to take it one game at a time. Because Jacksonville can be one of those teams that you don't like. You cannot expect it. Yeah, it's a trap game with Jacksonville because that's a team that's kind of hungry, and they got 2 wins. Like previous weeks, they were winless. Now now they have 2 wins. They're looking to get their 3rd win of the season, so that's a trap game. It's nothing's easy, so it's going to be a tough task to win that game. What does Jacksonville do well that we have to watch out for? Their running game. Their running game is going to be the X factor for the Jags, especially James Robinson. How are we going to stop that guy? How are we going to stop James Robinson? And then they got Carlos Hyde, old face Carlos Hyde. So they're going to try to expose that weakness. We're not good against the run. So Jacksonville doesn't have to be all great on passing the ball as long as they have a good running game. Yep, mobile QBs keep him on the pocket stop, and stop the run, Robinson, yeah. Yep, they beat the Bills, which I think the Bills are a good team. So that could be the one tricky part about Jacksonville is they're gonna play ugly, but they're gonna play better football. So I think playing this Jaguars team is like we're getting them at a difficult time. Because they're starting to find their formula. They're starting to find some ways to win games now. So before that, they were just playing like maybe a couple close games and then getting their butts whipped. But now they're starting to show it that they're starting to play a lot closer and starting to come away with some wins, like with 2 wins at least. Because they beat the Dolphins at London, and they definitely beat the Bills, which I didn't expect to see it coming, So it's anybody's guess. But you got to look at it that way. And then you got there's a lot of good schedules that could be favorable for us, but we have to play up to our potential. We got to play up to our expectation, and we just got to play better. I feel like this one game that we had against the Rams, that could be a fluke because let's be honest. Like the Rams, we know them. It doesn't matter how good the Rams are. We still have some ways to beat them. So I don't want to get too ahead of that game. But the fact that we beat the Rams like that, it's kind of a surprising, but it doesn't shock me one bit because I look at it this way, like, what was the last time the Rams beat us? It's been a long time. So I guess you can say we do have a numbers game with them. So it's a different type of situation. But when we play a team like Jacksonville, we haven't played that team in 4 years. We haven't played them in 4 freaking years. So they're a different football team. They got a college coach named Urban Meyer. They got a running back named James Robinson. And actually kind of replace, Leonard Fournette. They replaced Leonard Fournette with James Robinson, who's a far better talent player, I guess. And if we play the way we did last night, we will beat the Jaguars in another blowout. Yep. Jimmy G got bailed out by running game and Deebo Samuel, and defense without those 3 were doomed. Yep, that's true. Very true. Spot on. I agree with it. Agree with you, Bob Money, but we gotta start playing better now because if they stack the box and our defense gets tired, it's a different situation. But I felt like this kind of win is a statement win, but then people are going to say, you know the Rams pretty well, so what's special about that win? It means something. It's a statement because they're in the race to win the NFC West, and just beating them just gives us a good chance to feel confident. We got to run the ball. We got to figure out different ways to run the ball. We got to do those jet sweeps. Yep. I definitely agree with you, D-Sizzle. Rest of the games are playoff games. It's pretty much playoff games for us. It's do or die because we had to win out. And jet sweeps and use Deebo as a running back. Yeah, this game was a must win. Yes, it was a must win because if we didn't win this game, it was going to be pretty much a lot tougher down the stretch, and it wouldn't be easy. But now that we're in some situation to win out these games, now it's going to be like a chance to play inspiring football. Offensively, we weren't showing it during the season. We were having some decent parts of our offense, and then it just disappeared for a little while. But can we actually get back to that formula? The way we ran the ball 44 times and been able to utilize Deebo a lot better. I knew at one point maybe we should have done it with Deebo. We should have did those plays. That's what makes it so unique about Deebo Samuel is he can do a lot. He plays like running back. You can even give him like 10 freaking carries, and maybe he'll get you a big play or two. And then it moves up the offense, and then it helps Elijah Mitchell more, and it helps out a lot of your other players, and it makes it easy for Jimmy G to do what he's got to do, and the defense gets more fresh, and the defense can play their best football. If you can just do that, then I think that it would be a lot easier. Why don't we just do 5 or 6 carries for Deebo? 5 or 6 carries a game wouldn't be that big of a deal. Once Jimmy drops back and pass, I close my eyes. Dude, I close my eyes because I know it's not going to be completed, or it's either going to be a bad play. I feel like that's a situation we deal with on a daily with the Jimmy. Jimmy Garoppolo is like, dude, it's like Jimmy can have his best moments, and then you're just like saying, oh, not this again, Jimmy, not this again. That's what it seems like, yeah. If we play like this week 1, we wouldn't have the record that we have. Jimmy needs distraction plays to be good. He needs those design plays. What worked before was those misdirections. Those misdirection run plays were actually working before. Like against the Colts, we should have stuck with it, but we abandoned that play away, and there was a chance we couldn't pull off a win over the Colts. We were able to do a misdirection. If we can do something like that, I think it will work perfectly better. But we're not doing those misdirection plays. But now that we can switch up the offense and put in some jet sweeps and put in some Deebo run plays, now you're going to get something good. Or maybe you should do a reverse play to where you can actually get in some big runs out of it too. Use your receivers in a lot of different ways. Heck, use Juwan Jennings in some plays. Maybe he'll break a couple tackles or two and give you a big solid gain out of it. Yeah. Good thing the fans complain. I think Jed must told Kyle something. I think Kyle had to figure it out, or his job. I mean, I don't think his job was in jeopardy. I think he just knew that he needed to step up. So good thing the fans complain. I think Jed must have told Kyle something. I wonder what Jed might have said. He said, hey, Kyle, this needs to step up. We need a win. I want my money, buddy. I want my money. So we got to step up. We got to step up on here. I'm pretty sure that's why I don't think Jed really cares much about us unless he really wants his money. Does anybody want to go to Levi's and watch that crap? I'm pretty sure that's what changed his mind a little bit. And plus his job's on the line. Believe that. I don't know about job on the line. He's got like a contract extension. So it depends on what happens. If Jed changes his mind, then it is what it is. But I think his job is pretty much I think the biggest mistake we did was pretty much give him an extension, which we should have just let him finish out his contract and then give him a contract after that. Let him prove himself, and then he gets a new contract. But no, we just had to pay him off too early. We need to complain so we get wins. How about we make a lot of Jed York jokes for once? Jed York is a terrible owner, but doesn't know what he's doing. But he's finally getting somebody to get Kyle the job done. I think that's the thing with Kyle. He wants to keep on trying these plays over and over until it starts to work. But we are 4-5 for a reason because this offense hasn't been consistent. Our defense has been inconsistent, but it's been kind of showing promising from time to time, but it's just wasn't able to show out. Now it's showing it against the Rams, but can it really show out the rest of the way? We shall see. Bob Money's laughing. Yeah, we do need to complain for all this shit, man. Jed York needs to get his money's worth, I guess. Jed York wants his money, of course, so he's going to have to go to Kyle and tell him to do his shit right, of course. That's the case, man. That's what it will take to do. So, yeah, man, that's all it takes for us. But, man, it's crazy. So we need to complain so we get W's. We need to complain to Jed York so he can take his shit serious. Complaining to Jed would pretty much get him to stop getting away with stuff. But if everybody gets on his case, he'll get all butthurt about it, and then he'll do something about it. So everything kind of says itself, but yeah. Man, so facts are Ooh, Jacksonville on the road. It's not going to be a walk in the park. We're going to have to play our best football. And then we got Minnesota and Seattle. Looking at the favorable schedule down the stretch, it could be favorable. But can we be consistent? Can we be consistent? Then that's when I can see it. But other than that, I don't know what to expect. I want to see if this team shows out. You know, it has to show out. So I know everybody else is probably busy and got other stuff to do. I'm probably just doing a quick post game and see what's up. But appreciate every one of y'all. I'll probably see you guys at the round table. So be sure to check out the round table. Was only going in for maybe 30 minutes at the least, or at the moment, but it's already 25 minutes, so I'll probably just end it in a bit. But you guys have a great day. You guys stay classy and go Niners. See y'all later.